All right, where are we? We're in the 2024 Spring Major. We're playing on what course is this? I don't even know if I remember what course this is. What is it? Is it Wiseacre? Wiseacre Ranch? With new pin placement. So some of these holes, I think some of the holes are no, not Wiseacre. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. That was the Texas two-step Texas track. What are these? Century Harbor. And we have new pin placements on this. So some of these holes, it really doesn't matter. It's kind of a third of the holes it doesn't really matter, and a third of the holes I actually like the pin placement better, and the other third, the new pin placement, blows. Especially on I think two of the par threes, the pin placement really sucks, and so we will see. We'll see. Let's look at them. Somebody asked, how do I calculate my wind ring numbers? And here's the deal. There's several apps that are out there, and I have the Golf Clash Notebook app, and Tommy has an app, and Dale Appleby's coming out with an app as well that calculate numbers for your clubs. What I do, I started doing this before those apps came out. So here's the deal. You go in and you can pull up a club, the Saturn, because I'm going to use the Saturn on one of the holes and I wanted to check the numbers. So you pull up a Saturn, you go to wind chart, and this is a Golf Clash Notebook. And I have a level 10 Saturn, and with a power 3 ball, at max club it's 1.9 per ring, at mid club it's 2.2, and at minimum it's 2.7. It's 2.7 minus 0.1, and so I have all these numbers written down. I have a cheat sheet sitting next to me that has all the clubs that I could possibly use. And so if I'm just playing one-on-one, I just look at my cheat sheet. But if I'm playing in a tournament and I'm using a club that I don't use all the time, like I'm going to use a rocket in this. So what I did was, just to make sure that I had my numbers right, on my note sheet, I'm going to use a rocket. So I came in and I put in a rocket, and I know on that particular shot that I'm going to use a power 3 ball. And so I wrote these numbers down. So it's 1-3, 1-4, 1-5. So, and then I just write those numbers down. So I do it old school. I've been playing with the clubs that I have for a long time now. I have a couple clubs that I just recently upgraded. So I got my Cataclysm to level 7, and so it's got new numbers, so I have to remember those. But most of the clubs, I just know the numbers because I played forever and a day, and I'm pretty close. But when I'm playing in tournaments, I usually write my numbers down on my note sheet for how I'm going to play that club on that particular hole. And even if you look at them and you go, well, you should be playing it at 1.4 instead of 1.5. A lot of times I stick with my number on what I'm doing with my club, and if I'm off, then I start making, like I add on wind or I take off wind, but trying to be consistent with it. But I always play my clubs based off of those numbers. That's how I do it. That's the old school pen and paper. Geez, Fred Flintstone waves at me every day when he goes to work. That kind of deal. So first of all, let's make sure that I have a bag set up with a rocket. And I think there's 2 holes. They're both par 3s. So none of the rest of the stuff is going to come into play there. And I don't know that there was any hole that I needed a Goliath as far as the rest of it. I think primarily this is going to be my bag. Except on those 2 par 3s, and I'm going to use bag number 2. And I got that one set up. So we're going to use that one to start. All right, there we go. Now, let's see. Let's look. At what our wind is going to be. I'm going to play anywhere, but I'm going to play in Ricky. I'm playing a Ricky for several reasons. Number one, I don't have to put a lot of effort into it. Ricky is, just because it says Ricky doesn't mean it's easy. There's a lot of really good players that play in Ricky, and you still have to shoot really good. The scores aren't like they are when you're in Masters. The 42s and stuff aren't, because we don't have the high winds, and it doesn't cost much, if anything. There are some of these holes I'm going to use some special balls on, some Power 5 balls, but like if you're playing in the upper divisions, you have to bring out the right stuff on every hole, every single time, even when you're practicing. And so you've got to spend money. I mean, it's the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to bury their head in the sand and act like you don't have to do it. But I guarantee you, if you want to be a master and you want to be at the top of the ranks and you want to max out and you want to be a superstar, you're going to spend some money. And that's not a problem. I mean, if you want to spend the money, spend the money. But I don't really want to give Playdemic any of my money. Hold on one second. I gotta fix something. All right. I'm gonna play around with my Odd account, and I accidentally logged into the Facebook thing the other day, and so you're getting the flash. You're getting it flashed up here's JoJo just logged on, and which is annoying when you're on the home screen, but what really pisses me off is that while you're out on the course, you're getting it. So you're one of those people that left your phone on while you're out on the course, and it blows. I don't know what deal Playdemic signed with Facebook when they first started, but this only being able to play your friends through Facebook as opposed to being able to play your friends who are in your clan at any time without having to have Facebook on is all BS. I don't know what deal they signed with them, but they don't put any effort in that stuff, so they don't care about us. But I want to play with my Odd account. So if I really feel like I need to, I can play multiple practice rounds today. The only difference is, as far as driver, I'm going to use my extra mile instead of my APOC because I only have an APOC 6 here and it doesn't have as much topspin. But other than that, everything else will be the same. And I'm going to use a rocket in that one. So we're good to go. Everything else, all the rest of the clubs are the same except that Hornet. In my other account, I have a level 7 Kingfisher, and it is the shit. But here, I only have a level 6, so I'm going to use my Hornet instead. What I should be doing is using, because I haven't really been having a lot of success with my Hornet, and you get a little bit better ball guide with the. But I'm gonna bring the Hornet. I'm gonna play with the Hornet. So if I get into the spot where I'm playing with a Hornet, I'm gonna use a Hornet. Let me see if I have numbers for my Hornet. See, I'm gonna go back and show you. Okay, let's go. Clubs. I think I actually, like, of all the clubs that I have, I feel like I ruined my Hornet when I upgraded it to level 9. Level 9. I should have just left it at. And I think where I would be using it, it's a 3. So 3, 1, 3, 1, 9. Let me write that down just to make sure I got it. 1, 1, 3, 1, 9. Okay, I got that. I do have those numbers on my sheet. All right, here we go. Hole number 1. Geez, all that just to get on hole number 1. Okay, what I'm going to do, you see, is I'm going for it. I'm going to try and get a bounce up in here and try and get over the edge and try and bleed down onto the green side. I did demo the shot the other day where I did a max curl shot and I was trying to go through here and I ended up right in that. And what I had set up there, and I didn't mark the spot, but I was right through the way that this tree is set up. I was right through this area right here on the tree. And I hit a one ring grate to the right, and I still ended up, my trajectory ended up putting me right here, right there. So if I was coming through on this line, and I did a max curl shot and ended up right there on a grate to the right, if I'd hit it perfect, I would have been here. So if I wanted to do that shot, actually where my bounce was, I really have to kind of look at where my bounce was here. I might be able to pull that shot out to the left and try and get my trajectory to go this way where I'm trying to bounce through, or I can pull it to the right and from where I was set up at least 3 rings to the right if I wanted to try and get my trajectory through here. But now that I'm sitting here looking at it, it might actually be easier to try and get the trajectory. It'd be all about this second bounce, whether you can clear that. That's the deal. That is the deal right there. Do I have any practice tokens in? I'm not sure I have. Let me see here. Let me see. First, let's pick a ball. Let's pick a ball. What are my ball choices here? Let's put that one on a speed dial. What other ones do I have on speed dial already? Let's take that one off. Unpin, yeah. Okay, all right. And power. And okay. I'm gonna bring that. Let's look at it. Let me see if I have a practice token. Do I have any? I do. I'm gonna practice this one time. I just want to see, like, well, I was using an APOC on the other one too, so let's go back. That's not gonna work. I really do not think that we can get it done with a Power 3 ball to try and get... If you bring out a Power 3 ball, you can get your arc of your shot over the top of this tree. If you bring out a Power 2 ball, you'll have to set it off on the side and on this side to clear the tree, and then try and bring it back around. The deal is the farther we go to the left, the farther we've got to get that second bounce to go, because the further to the left of this angle. So we really kind of like to go at it straight so that we don't have to get that second bounce out there so far. I really just think it's going to take a Power 4 or a Power 5 ball. I'm going to bring a Power 5. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's bring out this ball right here. We'll select that one. There we go. And we'll see where our bounces are at. I'm going to start off with the complimentary plus 10% on the drive if I take the wind out, and I'm pretty sure I am going to take the wind out. And this club hits 2.1 per ring. And I never thought I'd say it, but it's been a long time since I used my extra mile. I've been trying to get used to using my APOC. There's a lot of times where it's not, you know, you're just doing the same. It's not any more beneficial to use the APOC than it is the extra mile. But if you're doing curl, it definitely is. You see where that second bounce is? It's just like right over the edge. Right there. We'll have to leave. And a topspin boost, a Power 3 topspin boost ball would definitely be better. Definitely. All right, let's try it. I'm going to leave the wind in. Hitting it perfect. And we'll see what kind of line we get here. There's one. There's two. Not near enough. Get over the edge. If it crests that hill, it'll roll all the way down to the bottom. So a topspin boost ball there is definitely what we want. But I'm not so sure if we had a headwind day, it's going to be difficult because of where that second bounce is coming through there. I'm not so sure it wouldn't be worth having really kind of practicing both shots, where you have this shot on tailwind days or sidewind days, but on headwind days, having this shot in your bag so that you can put it over there and just have a short little chip. And at least knowing where to set it up for that shot. So if you get in a situation, but a topspin boost ball there would really help. And it wouldn't have to be necessarily a big topspin boost ball. We will see. Yeah, we really want to get down on the bottom. Down on the bottom. Down in the valley. Valley so low. Let's see if we can drop that. In the hole! almost dangerous. Getting down into the, if we're on one of these par fours, where you can get on the green, it's awesome. I mean, that's the deal. If we can lay our ball up right here so that we can take that shot, that's not a bad deal. But I mean, if we can get our ball into this area, it is definitely worth the skin. And I'm going to make a note on here that a power 5 ball, and you could probably do like a power 4 ball with topspin boost, but topspin boost is definitely going to be beneficial. So that was for a rookie, that was a pretty good wind, 4-5, and it was definitely short. All right, hole number two. I've cleaned my notes up just a little on that. I know. And in my 77 account, I'm going to practice that shot to the right, just so that I can get that in my bag, so that if I need to, I can pull that out of the hat. Okay. Hole number two. Okay, I got a game plan for hole number 2. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I have a game plan. I'm going to bring out... I don't think we need the side spin's not going to be a big deal here. I was thinking Titan or Kingmaker, and I was thinking Kingmaker just to cut the wind down, because I'm going to start off on this island and I'm going to backspin it with my rocket. Now I'm gonna look at the shot of going from the island straight to the cup and try and sink it. But if that doesn't work, I'm telling you right now that there's a lot of people in this tournament that I think are going to end up in the sand, or they're going to end up in the drink, and they're going to blow this hole. And I think that percentage is going to be huge. I mean, like, if we went through our bracket, I think that at some point in a round, we play this hole 2 times in a round, at some point in a round, that there's going to be a big number. I mean, possibly bigger than, somewhere eking towards that number, or 20% of the people are going to have had a problem on this. This is going to be a big deal, where you can come out here and just get your birdie, and you already got a leg up on 20 to 30% of the people in your bracket. This hole is going to eat their lunch. So if you're having problems here, just put the ball over here. It's easy. And then make your putt and move the hell along to the next hole. But I'm going to try and backspin it up there. And I'm going to bring a power 3 ball. And I'm going to bring my number 2 bag. My number 2. Now, I may not bring a power 3 ball because I only have one Titan. That's the deal with this count. I don't have a lot of balls in it. Okay. We'll bring a katana. All right, and I got my numbers for my rocket. It's 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and I think with the katana, I'm going to probably be more towards max. And I'm not going to add on anything. I have no idea whether I should be adding something on. I know that playing this in pro, it seems like I do a 20%, and it seems like, because it is way like elevation-wise, but that's all bullshit in Playdemic. Some Playdemic employee plugged in a variable number, and they have no clue what that, it's inconsistent. So it's just some number that they plugged in, and that's what we have to play by. We call it elevation, but it's just some number, some variable number that somebody with a gold star above their name plugged in. But I'm going to take it straight up just to see how far off we are. Let's start at 0, and then I'll make a determination based off of my stuff what the deal is. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Show enough goes first. Let's check out Show Enough. 1.9 billion, 28,000 games. I played several people here in the last month that had over 100,000 games. I mean, you do the math, that is a shit ton of games. That means they've played a lot. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. People are going to come out here and try and get this, and you're going to see a lot of people ending up in that sand. Or they're going to over pull it or under pull it, and they're going to clip that thing and end up in the drink. There's a lot of people that are going to blow this hole. And I am not a fan of doing the bounce diddy bounce diddy bounce to get over there. That is not, especially when you got to bounce over water. Then you got to hit the island. Then you got to get it perfect. Then you got to bounce over water. Then you got to get it perfect and not end up blowing it and ending up in the sand. There's going to be a ton of people. That is the deal right there. I mean, if you're having any problems at all on this hole, just get on the green. Yeah. Okay, there's Max. So I am at Max Club. You really do need a 3-power ball for headwind days. Max backspin. I'm going to be 2 rings off. Where's the 2 rings off? I'm going to be right behind the cup. I'm going to be off just a little. So 4.5 divided by 1.3 is 3.5 rings. There's 3.5. Hitting it perfect. Give us a good idea like where we're at. And that hit pretty much right where I was aiming. That first or the second bounce, it might be a second bounce dunk is what we should be looking for. I offset it. So the cup was here and I offset it just a little bit because it looked like the tail was going to roll back down to the cup if I had some pullback, but it didn't have enough pullback. But it looked like it hit pretty much right where I had set it up, offset it up to the cup. So maybe putting that second bounce like right in the cup might be the ticket. The deal there is that if you get super unlucky and it actually does the dunk and you hit the flagpole, you could end up like way the hell off by hitting the flagpole. I do like it. So what I would put on my notes, if you've got a rocket and it's got maxed out backspin, because that is the way, if you got a maxed out rocket, is a power 3 ball with, and a Kingmaker would help. Even though we're not using the side spin, a Kingmaker would help just because of the wind, but bringing out a 3-power ball with wind. With wind. A 3-power ball will give you a little bit more. Let's go look at it. A 3-power ball gives you the ability, like my red line was right here, and I had pushed forward a little bit. I wanted to be dead center in the middle of the island so that I could kind of standardize the shot. That way I had room to pull on any day, but I needed to push forward so that I had room to work the wind out and not have to involve this, because you do not want to have to work the wind out where you've got to pull farther than it takes to get to the edge, because once you get over that edge, it's not, you know, it doesn't do this where you can just pull it along the thing. It's like this, and then it drops down and it makes a huge ass jump. So you do not want to have to pull over that, bringing out a 3-power ball that's got like 4 wind if you need it. Like if you don't need it, so look at the wind. If you're using your rocket like that, that was about as much as I could do, because I was right there at the edge with a 4.5 wind. So if the wind is bigger than 4.5, you'll need to bring out a ball that's got higher wind. There you have it. There you have it. All right. We know what we're doing on that. We know. The notes are good. Hole number 3. Hole number 3. That's the whole thing today. We're not really worried about... In this account, I'm going to actually try and play it. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to play this account. I'm going to try and play it. So if I end up qualifying today with this account, it's not a big deal. But really, my whole deal here is I don't really care if I qualify today with this account. I'm trying to get notes for my main account. All right, I did notice something on this hole. This is one of those ones where the pin placement used to be over here. So if you know, your window to try and get to the cup, you had all kinds, you could get a straight run at the cup. You could start off out in this area Yeah, if I can get my pin to work. You can start off out in this area and you could run your ball to the cup. But the pin now is here and it's behind this sand. And there ain't no getting over to the side here and trying to bring it around. I suppose if you brought like a 4 or a 5 side spin ball, you might be able to. And if your angle, like if you were out here or up here, maybe. No, if you're up here, you're not going to be able to, at the end of your run, get your ball to come around to the cup. But if you're out in this area, which is kind of where I'm trying to hit, or if you just hit it out into the rough, which isn't a bad deal. If you hit it out into the rough, your option is hitting it out into the rough and then just laying it up here so that you can make your chip and move along little doggy. But if you're trying to get down in here and you want to go for it, you need a club. Your long iron needs to have lots of backspin. And you really have two choices, a Grim Reaper or a Saturn, and I chose a Saturn. I played a lot with a Saturn, and I feel comfortable with the Saturn, so I'm going to play with my Saturn. And let's see which way the wind's blowing. And this is going to be dependent, the ball you choose is going to be wind dependent. So that wind right there, I think I can just use a Power 3 ball. I think I can. I'm going to bring a Titan. My one and only Titan. Hold on a second. I suppose what I could do, let's buy some Titans just so that we have some. Just so I have some in the bag. Let's not be cheap. And I need this bag. Oh, no. Nope, almost screwed up. This is why you come in and you make sure you got your stuff. This is back in the day when we only had one bag. I'm going to bring a Guardian just in case. Just for safety. And here, I'm going to bring my Saturn. Everything else is the same. When we only had one bag, if you did not come in and make sure that you had the right stuff before you got on the hole, and then you get out to the hole and you're like, oh shit, I needed to bring my rocket, or oh, I used my rocket on the last hole, and this hole I need an extra mile, and that rocket sucks, I'm not going to be able to get the shot. It was super important to go stop. And that's, if you watch the stuff and you're like, why does he stop every time when he looks at the video? I from way back in the day, that built that muscle memory in there because we didn't have multiple bags. And so if you brought the wrong shit, you were in trouble. I'm going to try and do a rough bump out of this and try and end up out in this area. That is the goal. And I'm going to tell you right now, that shot can go sideways real quick. Real quick. And if you're going to hit out into the rough out here, it used to be really good to hit right here because it really would open up the angle to the cup. But those signs are right the hell in your way, and they are in play. Thanks, Playdemic. But the retaining wall is not in the way. You can hit through the retaining wall. See that retaining wall right there? You can hit through it. You can hit through these bushes. They're not in the way. But the sign's in the way. It is. All right. And I'm going to leave that wind in. So let's pull that out. I'm going to add on 10. So that would make it basically 5. So that'd be 2.5 rings. I'm going to push that wind back in. One ring great to the right. And that shouldn't kill me. It's either going to make it down there or it's not. And it carries a mile down into that deal. Nope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chip over to the spot that I was really trying to get to, where I'm in the fairway. Because I know I can make it from there with my Nirvana. Actually, you might be able to get that with a Nirvana. I might have enough backspin. And from the angle that I'm at, I might be able to make it around the bend. It would have been better to bring out a Kingmaker. I didn't think I was going to end up in the rough. Damn it. That second cut of the rough just kills it. Ooh, so close. So close. I'll just take this shot. I'll take it. I know where I want to end up. Now, yeah, see, I got plenty of room here. I could come over to this side. If I wanted to come over to this side and bring it around, I could do that. But I'm going to hit. I really wanted to get out into this area right here. That's where I really wanted to end up. That's the shot that I really want to take. So I've got my Saturn. We'll see if I have enough backspin with the Saturn to take the straight up shot. And I'm going to do a straight up shot. I'm going to do wherever I'm at my club, the wind divided by wherever I'm at my club. And I wrote down on my cheat sheet, I've got Saturn with a power 3 ball. It's 1.9 at max, 2.2 plus 1, plus 0.1 at mid, and 2.7 minus 1. Okay, there's max. There's mid. There's mid. I'm eking max. I don't know if it has enough backspin. I may have to bring out my Grim Reaper. And I think on this, I might get a little bit of suck back. Let's make sure I don't have any spin. Any side spin on it. I want to come straight back. Okay, 3.2. I'm at max. 3.2 divided by 1.9 is 1.68 rings. 1.7. I think the Grim Reaper would be better. Ah! 92 backspin right there. It did have a little bit of suck back to it. 92 is a lot, but 100 is better. So I'm going to change my notes and erase all of that stuff that I put down for the Saturn. And I'm going to write in Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper. So since I did that, we'll give him the full meal deal lessons today. Clubs. Go to long irons. Let's make sure we got all the good numbers for the Grim Reaper. Where does it get its 100 backspin? It gets its 100 backspin at 6. So you might be better off if you don't have a level 6 Grim Reaper. You're going to be better off with the Saturn, because I think it gets its backspin relatively. It gets the 92 at max. Whichever club you got that's got the most backspin, that's the one you're going to bring. And I've got a Grim Reaper level 7. And I was at max club. And I had a power 3 ball. So it's 1 full. 1.4 straight up. And the reason I'm saying it's straight up is because it's 1.4, it's 2.8. And so, well, 2.8. That'd be, wow, this number here is really, that would be a 3.42. So if the wind is up over 4.2 miles or 4.1 miles an hour, it'd be minus 0.1. I'm just going to read that one for at mid club. Yeah, that's the deal on this as well. So that'd be 3.48. That'd be plus 0.1. So that's 1.6. Let me make some notes here. 1.4. Let's go back. 0.4 minus 0.1. At mid club, it is 1.6 plus 0.1. And at min, it is 2 straight up. 2 minus 0.1. All right, I got numbers for my Grim Reaper if I decide. My 77 account, I'll practice it with the Grim Reaper. All right. Now, if you got an app, you could just plug those numbers in, and then you're all good to go. And it does all that fractional math for you. So if the wind was 2, it's just going to be straight up. But if it was 4.9 or 6, then it'll start subtracting out that for you and do that fractional math. That's one of the benefits, especially if you're new. If you're new, it's probably easier to just get used to using the app. And really, I'll tell you, it is better to use it with 2 devices, where you've got one device that you can do it, and the other device you're playing the game. I have 2 devices because I have one where I've got my phone set up and I've got my calculator up, so I can plug numbers into my calculator. That's just how I'm used to doing it, because I'm old. I remember when I first started playing, and you first start playing and you start doing the wind ring method, where you're pulling it around and you're taking up time. I mean, shit, before you were just setting it up, and then you're taking up your entire shot clock. And then you're now pulling it around and making a wind adjustment and figuring out the math and doing all the stuff and having enough time. That the first month, how many times I timed out until I got used to doing it. Now, I said this in the scouting report that I would never show you the shot over here, because why the hell would you hit over here? You can hit to this little island, you got a great shot at it. You got a great rough bump right here. You've got some options, but I will tell you, after this new pin placement, the new pin is down here, and really the old pin placement where it's at, this right here is a great area to hit. Great area. You got to bring the right stuff, but there's a great area to hit right here to do a rough bump. But with the new pin placement, the area that you have to hit is right along this little G string, and I mean less than a ring. Even with a really accurate, I mean, it is really, really tight, and I do not want to have to pull over that. So I don't want to do that. So I think consistency wise, because I see this tournament with these new pins being where a lot of people are going to epic fail on holes because they're going for it, and they're going to epic fail, and I want to give myself a shot at getting in the hole, but I do not want to epic fail. So I said I'd never hit over here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit over here, and then it's a sniper to the cup. That's what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing, and I'm not sure that we need anything more, and I'm not so sure too that we couldn't bring. Let me set up a third bag. Let me set up another bag here. So I've got my extra mile bag. I got my rocket bag, my rocket, and I'm going to switch this one to a Grim Reaper. And I'm going to switch. Let me think. Let me switch this one to because normally I play this with a rock. My number 2 bags, and this is my utility bag, so I'm going to use the rocket on this one. And it really doesn't matter any of the rest of the clubs. I'm just bringing out a rocket is the whole deal on that. So I got my normal bag, my accurate bag. This is my normal bag with a Grim Reaper, and this is my utility bag, and this is my APOC bag. All right, and we want, what do we want? What do we want? I want to see if I can do this with a rock. And a Titan. I got that selected. Titan, the king of balls. That's right, you heard it here. This tournament's sponsored by Titan. Now, I want to get out to the area that I want to get out to, so I may add on some on the drive, but the shot to the cup, I'm going to take it straight up wherever I'm at my club, and I want to see what I need to do, because I don't know. So, and I definitely do not know, because when you're out, and if you're out in this area over here, the shot to the cup, you're hitting to here and the cup's here, and in between you and the cup is this. You can't even see the cup. So I'm not sure if I'm on the same level or, you know, where I'm at. So I'm just going to take a straight up shot and we'll see where I'm at. And now normally I would say hitting over there is great, but we'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about when they get their second shot. If you bring out a really big side spin ball that Might not be a bad area. Might not be bad. Nah. I'd really rather have the distance going forward. I'm going to take the wind out. 3-3. What? I know, dude. You're looking at me going, dude, why would you ever hit over there? And a couple days ago, when I shot the scouting report, I would have said the same freaking thing. But if you haven't played this hole, okay, now I didn't do anything special there. I just hit the ball out, and I've got that shot. And that's what I'm saying. You can't tell whether you're on the same plane or if the cup's lower or higher. The cup should maybe be lower. Now, they brought a Guardian. That was smart. So if you're going to hit over to that side, bringing a Guardian is definitely smart. And bringing a backspin ball like that. If you don't have if your Guardian's not maxed out with its backspin, that is the way to go. So they had a game plan. I applaud them. They had a game plan for it. They did have a game plan. Yeah. Okay, so there's max, there's min, there's mid. Mid's 1.1 per ring. So 4 divided by 1.1 would be 3.63 rings. I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going to do a straight up shot and let's see if I needed to overpull. There's 3, 6, 3. Hitting it perfect. Comes in on the right, I need to pull it more. Comes in on the, or pull it less. Ooh, I need to add on. I mean, that is really small. If I would have did 10%, I would have ended up like coming in on this side of the cup. So like maybe 5%. Plus 5 to the cup. And at mid, it's 1, 1.1, 1.2, and I think I was at mid. Circle that. We'll try the plus 5 to the cup next time and see what happens. But I kind of like running it up to the cup. You got a little bit more ball guide, you can kind of get a better look at it. But my opponent did have a game plan, and I applaud them for it. Because if you brought the wrong shit out there, if you didn't bring a club that had all that backspin, you could find yourself in a spot of bother. I kind of like that because you got to see that hole from 2 different ways. 2 different good ways. All right, there we go. There we go. Hole number 5. What is hole number 5? Hole number 5. All right, I still have no idea how I want to play this. I tried the other day coming over here and trying to bring it around to the hole, but when you do this, like the shot to the cup, this little mound right here, this coming down to the cup is shaped the same as this. I mean, it's like this. So when you hit it and you're rolling down, it's super easy to get off trajectory. And I think I practiced this hole twice, and I saw my opponent come out, and then they were hitting the rough bump off of here, and then it reminded me that, yeah, that's where we were hitting. We were hitting a rough bump off here and then trying to curl it around to the cup. And I think with the new pin placement, where the new pin's at, that if you want to use this spot, you'll have to bring out like a 4 side spin ball. And I'm not sure if you can do it with, you're going to need like a 1 or a 2 power ball to get here. And I'm going to start off at 0 and see what I need to do. Let's check my ball inventory. Let's check my ball inventory here. I don't think I have any ball that's got more than, like a 2 power ball that's got more than 3 side spin. I don't think I do. I've got several that have 3. But I don't have anything that has more than 3. Hell, I don't even have any balls below that have more than 3. So let's just bring a katana. I have some of those in stock. 2, 3, 2. I might as well use this so I can get it out of my inventory, because I only have one of them. And there's nothing real special about it. If I wanted something, I'd have to up it to a 3-power ball. This ball right here, if I wanted to use more than 3 side spin, what do I have? What do I have here? Pinned. Can I pin that? No. No, I can't. What I can do is unpin that and then pin that. Okay, I'm going to start off with a katana. I'm going to start off with one of these. And we'll see if the 4 side spin helps. And if it does, I'll use it. Alright. 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 I'm going to start off just doing just a regular adjustment. And we'll see where I end up and see if I need to add on or take off any wind or what I need to do. Because I have no idea. So anything I pull out of my hat is all BS. I have no idea. This is, when you watch a lot of these people play and they go, yeah, you do this and you pick this blade of grass and you're 16 grains of sand from here and you do this and you go, wow, these guys just know how to play. They practiced. Back in the old days, they would go out with, they had 9 accounts and they would play 9 rounds before they shot a video. So they had notes that were basically weekend notes already set up. Now they go in and they practice the whole 27 times until they get it all worked out, and then they film one, and then it makes it, you know, like, wow, they just know how to play these holes. Yeah, they know how to play them because they played it 27 times already before they shot a video. On the other hand, me, I go out here, I have no fucking clue, so I'm gonna just play my 27 rounds in front of you. And there's Max. So with a 3-power ball, I'm at mid-club. And I'm not sure that the 4 side spin's going to help. It's not. It is not going to help. So that is a waste of a good ball. Let's see if the wind... this is another one of those holes that just getting up here and getting on the deal might be the way to go. 3... I'm probably eking towards Max, so I'm going to just do 3 rings. We'll see. Hitting it perfect. Probably needed to add a little on there. A little. I'm just wondering where I was at right there. I'm gonna practice this hole one time. I'm gonna go out there and practice this hole one time before we move on to the next hole. I just, if we're gonna get all, look at all the movement that's on this course, and that's what I was talking about behind it, that hill that's there. It is just rough. Rough, I tell you. Rough, I tell you. Hitting it perfect. Perfecto in the hole. I'm going to practice this once, and I'm going to try something. We might be able to have some fun on this hole. We might be able to have some fun on this hole, and at the same time, still give ourselves a really good chance. Probably, maybe a better chance. Let's bring out a Marlin. Let's bring out the lowest power ball, but still give us a little. And let's bring bag number 4. And let's try, hey. Let's practice Practice, practice, practice. What hole was that? Was that hole number? That was hole number 5, I believe. Practice now. Yep. 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 That was it. Let's practice this hole one time. Man, I almost screwed up there. Almost screwed up. Now, I should be in minimum rocket if I have enough room here, and that would be 1.5 per ring. Would that be funny if we used the rocket on all 3 of the par 3s? I can think of several other par 3s in the game that a rocket's not a bad club. Like, it depends on the wind, but like the rocket is not a bad club to bring on those holes. Let's see. Come on, come on. Give me enough room. Ah, I do have enough room. But only, man, I need a power -1 ball. Does it have enough? Nope, not enough backspin to get me up there. I was hoping that I could do a dunk. But not enough, not enough, not enough. Damn it. Damn it to hell. Damn it. Let me try the shot that I was doing from over here. Let's get out where we can see it. .25. 2.5 straight up. I'm going to run out of time. Hitting it perfect. I can't believe I didn't run out of time. I didn't do anything extra on that either. Up the hill and down the hill. We're playing pinball here. That was funnier now. That's what I was talking about with that hill over there. Like, you're going down it. If your speed's wrong, if you can't get your ball guy to stop at the cup, if your speed's wrong, if your trajectory's wrong, if you make a bad pull or anything, you're going to go off in a weird angle. But like that is another way that you can play it. That is. Yeah, you will never, ever, ever see me demo a shot. And if they put the pin on top of that, I would not hit onto that. I will never, I promise you, ever show you a shot where I hit off of that. There's no way. I mean, you're hitting off of a freaking, there's no way. If you hit that great to the left or the right, you are screwed. There's just no way. The rough, I was really kind of hoping that you could do a backspin shot there and try for a dunk. I was really hoping, but no dice. No dice. And I guess the Guardian would be the club if you wanted to try that. If you wanted to do that, you could bring out a little bit bigger ball so you could stay in your wood and use a Guardian. But that rocket has 100 backspin, and you can see that the backspin wasn't responding at all. And just bouncing off the back. But there's another option. I tried that shot to the left the other day, and I saw how it was rolling out, and it's like you could get lucky and get it to go in the hole, but there's so much movement on that ball that you just literally are rolling the dice. Talk about a racetrack hole. I see this is another one of those holes. I can see a lot of people coming onto this hole and getting screwed up. And getting, you know, especially if they're hitting off of this, because if they hit a little to the left or a little to the right, their ball is going to go off, way off. It'll probably still give them an area out here because there's so much movement and everything funnels down towards the green that they'll be right. But this hole can go seriously wrong in a hurry. All right, all right, all right. We saw that. No more practice. No more practice. Let's get back. Let's get back out on the course. Hole number 6. What is hole number 6? My notes say APOC Kingmaker Sniper plus 10 to the cup. And that is how I'm going to hit it. Now, you can try and hit it over here. I actually think that this is one of the holes that the pin is in a better spot. The pin used to be in the back, or kind of like more right here. And there was a rough bump that we could do here if we put ourselves in the right spot, and that rough bump was money. But where it's at right now, you actually have a straight up shot through the gut at it. And I believe, based off the movement on the course, that it might be better, or the green down here, it might be better to bring out a 3 side spin ball. You don't need it for the distance. You don't need it for any of that stuff. You got a pretty straight up shot, and you can do it with a Titan, but you might find yourself in a situation where you can't get your ball guide to go to the cup with a 2 side spin ball, and it might take a 3. I'm going to try and hit out into here and just take my sniper straight to the cup. That is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my number uno bag with a Kingmaker Heartbreaker. And we will go. Now, my notes say +10 to the cut, but I'm pretty sure I always do a +10 on the drive as well. Times the wind. If you're playing this from the Pro Tee, you potentially will need to bring out a bigger ball on the drive just to get into the area that I'm hitting to. So the response to that is in one-on-one play with a lower power ball with a Quasar or a Marglin. I'll show you when we get out there. You can hit it to the right. You can hit it to the right and try and bring it around this way and just lay it up right here, and then you got a straight up shot to the cup. So you're just trying to lay it up right here, and then you've got the straight up shot. I'm trying to eke out a little bit more distance. Because from the Pro Tees, your red line is here, and so where your second bounce is at, it can be a little bit difficult unless you bring out a bigger ball. And there's a little bit of terrain issue going on out here where if you're not in the right spot, it's throwing your ball off in a wrong direction. So if you start off to the right on the back side of this sand trap, and then just bring it back around. That way you could play it with a lower power ball if you didn't want to bring out, or if you didn't have any bigger power balls. And I believe a Titan will work, but it seemed to me the other day that, like, I had a Titan and I was able to get a run to the cup, but it seemed like a 3 side spin ball might have gave me a little more options. Hey, get where I want you to get. 2.2 divided by 2.1. 1.15 rings. I forgot how much fun it is to play with my extra mile. Hitting it perfect. I like the extra mile. I've played with the extra mile so many games, but I do the 2.1 per ring, but if you do 2 per ring, it's so easy to do, to make wind adjustments. If you're in a 20-mile-an-hour wind, it's 10 rings. Like I said, I've been playing with the Apox so I can get used to it, but at 1.3 per ring, it's a little harder to do the math in your head. 3 rings is pretty much 4. 5 rings is 6.5. But if you're playing in pro and like in Tour 10 where I've been playing one-on-one, and the winds can get up, especially on shots where you're getting 15 mile an hour, or you got to do a 15 mile an hour pull. It is nice to have a calculator or some kind of app that tells you what to pull. All right, plus 10 to the cup. 1.1 times whatever the wind is, divided by wherever I'm at in my club. Okay, there's max. There's min. I'm at min club. Minimum. Is there There is a spot right down here. 2.8 divided by 1.2 is 256. 256. So let's say 26. Hitting it perfect. Ooh! I slightly overpulled that, so it might be plus 10 minus 0.1. Minus 0.1. Dang it. Dang it. Dag nabbit. And I was at minimum, so it should have been 1.3 actually. I was 256, 13, 236. Now I should have played it I played that wrong, so I'm going to erase that minus 0.1. And let me make a note here. My sniper is 1, 1.2, 1.3. I should have played it at 1.3. I'm looking at my notes here. For some reason, I've been playing it at 1, 1.1, 1.2, but it's 1. Where is my sniper? It's 1, 1.2, 1.3. And that 1.3 for minimum club would have definitely, I would have pulled it less. And that would have been right there. Let's look. Let's verify, since we've got that, since that we know we're going to use that on that. The sniper, it's going to, the change page, oh, I got it before it changed. Level 10, power 3 ball, max, 1.1, 1.2. See, I have been playing it that way. I think that's because if you play it with a level 2 ball, level 3 ball, I kind of like the 1.3 better. I'm going to play it at the 1.3. I find sometimes that these adjustments that they make when you're using a bigger power ball, like what I have written down on my cheat sheet is for a 1, because I use a 1 power ball in one-on-one. And so those are the numbers that I have written down, and that I have, most of the numbers that I have memorized are at 1 power, but when you're starting to get up in power balls, the numbers change. That doesn't always pan out. Like, you'll notice some of the clubs I play and you're like, that's not what the app says to play. I played those clubs for a long time, and that just seems to work with those clubs. These numbers don't always work. All right, I'm going to stick with the 1.3. I am. All right, hole number 7. Hole number 7. Today is note-taking day. All right, this is one. This is another one of those holes. I kind of like the pin placement a little bit better. The pin placement before was way back here in the corner. So, like your finish spot, the pin placement was back here. And so you really needed to open up, if you draw a line to those trees, you really needed to be out in this area. Now, you could be over here, but then you were having to, I say you could be over here and you had a shot at it, but really you needed to be right here. But with the new pin placement being over here in this spot, it opens it up, and so now we've got a much bigger area here where we can have a straight up run to the cup. So you don't have to focus so much on trying to get up into that gap. The focus is to get out into here on this side. Now, I will say that where I was at, I was up here in the front with a 3 power ball, and I was in my Kingfisher. And if you're out in here, you're going to be in your long iron. So long iron, short iron. And I kind of like being on my short iron. The other thing I will say about this hole too is that the wind here, if you got a 2-mile-an-hour wind going this way, it's going to carry you 4. So if you're bringing out a ball and you're doing overpower and you're down here and you got, I got like 3 or 4 or 5 rings, and I got to, it's very easy to overshoot this. And if you got a headwind day and it's 4 miles an hour, it's pushing against you about 8. So if you look over here on the other side and you go, oh yeah, my second bounce is, I'm cleared by like 2 rings. That may not be true. It carries a lot. And I have screwed up, I don't know how many times where I've screwed up in this area where I've overshot my drive. And it looked like I had a mile. All right, let's think about bag. I think bag number 1 works fine. Works fine. Another bag that would work really well on this too, if you brought out the right ball for it and you really wanted to get a run up there, would be a big topper. So if you brought out, like, you may not need to bring out a Power 5 ball, but if you have lower developed clubs and you bring out a Power 5 ball with a big topper, you can run all that top spin and get up there. Or you could bring out, I suppose you could bring out a top spin boost ball. I'm not going to. I'm going to just play it with a tight. Why not? Why not? We'll see. We'll see where I'm at here. I think it is a max overpower shot, though. The whole goal is to stay to the left. You see how I got like tons of room there? I got 2, 4, 6 and a little, and then you see a 3, 7 wind, and you're like, oh, you got plenty of room. You can just overpower that and take the wind out. I'm telling you that wind will kill me. So what I'm going to do is take the wind out. I'm going to take out 5, and then I'm going to push the wind back in. That keeps me still in the fairway, and then I'm not going to do any overpower at all. Hitting it perfect. And let's see where that ball hits down there. Nice. Nicely done. That'll put me in long iron range. I do not, and see, you got a straight up shot at it before where the pin was at. Being behind those trees like that, I would have been behind the trees. I didn't clear myself enough. I would have needed to get further forward. There was a shot through the trees, but man, I hate hitting through trees. And that's going to put me in my long iron. And what were my notes here? It was plus 10, plus 0.1. Topspin boost ball right there would have been really nice. But leave yourself a lot of room down there. Do not push the issue. And they still have a nice shot there too. With a little bit of side spin, they should be able to get into the cup. That tree is slightly in my way. Hornet? I still am in my... I still am. I'm in Hornet. I'm at max Hornet. It's 1 per ring. So it's 1.1 times 2.6 divided by 1 plus 0.1. 2.96 rings. I'm going to do 3 just for safety. 3 exactly. If I can get it freaking lined up. 3 exactly. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. Woo! In the hole. That was plus 10, plus 0.1 wherever you're at in your club. Is what I did. And I think that's what I was doing like in the past in the old pin placement. You can see where I was at right here, and I had a shot at it. The tree was still a little bit of a factor. I had to start off a little to the left and then bring it back around. But when the pin placement was over here in its original spot, that spot would have blown. You need it was in a tough pin. But if you were in the right spot, you had a beautiful shot at it. But you really needed to be in the right spot. And it would have been nice to be a little more to the left from where I was at. Topspin boost ball right there. 3 power topspin boost ball. I think even on headwind days, you'd still be able to put yourself in a good spot. Anytime you can get into your short iron, it's good. It's good. All right. Hole number 8. What is hole number 8? Let me write short iron here. So I'm normally going to play that with my Kingfisher. I play my Kingfisher at 1.1, 1.6, 2.1. What is the next hole? Hole number 8. Let's see. Come on, switch. Switch up. There you go. There you go. This is another one of those holes that you can start off in this area right here and backspin it to the cup. The other day I brought out an APOC, but today I'm going to bring out a rocket because it's got more backspin and it's got more ball guide. This is where you bring out you dust off your maxed out rocket. That's what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to play this with my, what did I set that up as? My number 4 bag? My number 4, and I'm going to bring a katana. And I have, what do I have here? Rocket, katana, plus 10 to the cup. 1.1 times whatever the wind is, wherever I'm at in my club. And I'm playing the rocket at 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Because that's what Golf Clash Notebook said to play it at. Rick Hunt goes first. Let's check out Rick Hunt. 18,000 games. I don't know how many I played in this account. 8,600? 8,600? At one point I had this account, I had played up to Tour 10. I had Tour 10 maxed out, and I had max trophies from Tour 1 to Tour 10. I had a little bit of cheddar. I had kind of played up to that point. I had like, I don't know, 250 million. I don't know. I had a little bit. Not enough really to where I felt comfortable going up to Tour 11. I still wanted to work on my bankroll, and I swapped accounts with a buddy of mine for a while because his account, he needed one that had I am right, there's min, there's max. I'm at mid club. Mid, which is 1.4, so 4.5 divided by 1.4. I'm going to do max. You going to do max backspin? No. However much that is. I could do max. Give myself a little more room. $3.53. 353. I gotta hurry. Perfect. I was trying to find a spot there. That was definitely. Well, I don't know if it was an overpull. I think I don't know. I was trying to find a spot there. I thought I was going to have to use max backspin, but I was trying to find a spot. What I was trying to do at the end there is I was trying to wedge my blue. I was trying to find a spot where I could like put my ball in that spot and then put on the spin. And the sand that was over on this side and the sand that was over here, I was trying to wedge my rings up so that I was like wedged up blue rings off and then work from that spot. But I think when I pushed it forward, when I put all that spin on there, that I might have been more towards the max club. At 1.4, if I was at mid, you got 3 rings. That's 3. That's 4.2. So if the wind was higher than 4.2, I would have had to pull over the sand. And my whole goal was to try and find a spot where I was centered up. Centered up here, not the sand on that side, sorry, the rough. I was trying to find a spot where I was centered up right here to give myself the maximum amount of rings all the way around. So it'd be a consistent spot. I could just get out on the course real quick, put my rings in that spot, and then work my spin from there. The other way to do it is you can work your spin. You know how much spin to put on, and then you go find the spot where that spin works. This is why it's so important to record your own video, because like right now I'm just playing. I'm just intuitively playing, and I'm not paying attention, and we're just doing the thing. But I can go back and watch the video, and I can see how much spin I put on there. And I think I overpulled that, so I'm going to just try a straight up. I shot it the other day, and I hit it perfect. Yeah, I still think we need to do the plus 10, because where I was at the other day, I really did hit it perfect, and I had it all lined up, and I did all the stuff, and I didn't pull it enough. But here, I'm not sure. All right. I have a game plan on that one, though. That'll be a hole that I need to continue to work on. Hole number 9. All right. Which way is the wind blowing? Okay, we got positive wind. I just can't lay off. Always trying to go for this spot right here. That's my goal. Now, I may end up on this, which would be beneficial. It would still be okay. And I may end up in that rough, which is still okay. But I'm going for this spot. Now, where you can screw up trying to go for this spot is screwing up down here, where you get caught up in the rough up here, and then you're in a spot of bother. And I'm going to get this done. And I have no notes on this hole, so we're taking this hole blind. I'm going to take my number 1 bag. My number 1. And I'm going to take a Titan. The King. The King. If you can't get it done with the King of Balls, if you can't get it done with the Titan, you just can't get it done. It says that on their logo. I worked in a corporate environment for multiple different spots. I was an independent contractor. I worked in this, and you get on their instant messaging thing, and you could put your little slogan. And my slogan I stole from Bell Helmets back in the 70s. They say it can't be done. What they mean is they can't do it. They say it can't be done. All right. All right. All right. All right. There is no way. There is no way. Maybe I need to bring out a Power 5 ball. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe that is the deal. But since I have no notes, I have no idea. Yeah, I need to bring out a Power 5 ball. I'm going to go out into that area right there, and I'm going to put the wind, take the wind off. If I get lined up with it. There's 3, and then I'm going to put that little teeny bit of wind back on. And now we're going to try and hit it perfect. And we did. And we'll see if we can get the bounce, steady bounce, right? Ooh. Ooh. And we clip the rough. Excellent. If you don't clip the rough, it'll bleed through on that, and you'll end up either in that rough or it'll drop over the hill and you'll end up in the sand. I have no idea what this shot should be. No idea. But it's way in the hell downhill. And I know it's not a very long shot, but it is way downhill. We should be having to add something on. Let me put APOC, Power 5. Now, let's see what my second shot is. The thing about this is that you don't always end up in the spot that you want to end up in, so you're having to reinvent the wheel a lot with this shot. There's Min. I'm a minimum Hornet. I could be in maximum Rapier. So if I take this shot straight up, and it is way in the hell downhill, I'm going to do 20%. 1.2 times 4.6 divided by 1.2, which is 4.6. I could have figured that out in my head if I would have looked and paid attention. There's 4.6. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if I overpulled it or under. Under. I did a 20. Probably needed to do like a 20 plus 0.1. Plus 20 plus 0.1. I think if I would have did like a 25, it would have been too much. If I'd have did a 25, I would have pulled at 4.8, and I think that would have been too much. It would have been close. I think it might have went in on, but it wouldn't. What you need is to hit the flagpole there. All right, we have a game plan. We've taken my walkthrough stuff, and I've got some base notes from it, and then we've fine-tuned them with my practice account. And now we can go out and what I could really do is go out with my main account and practice today. Try these out, make sure the numbers are good, especially working on the numbers to the cup. Miss some putts so that I don't qualify, and then go out on Tuesday and really try and qualify on Tuesday. Like really try and qualify. That gets you 2 good full practice rounds under tournament conditions, plus your base notes, and really trying to fine tune it as you go into the rounds, and then completely reworking your notes. Get a clean set of notes based off what you've learned up to that point, and then go into the opening round with your practice account, play a full round, really tighten your notes up, then go back out with your main account. And then on the weekend round, depending on how you feel about it, now they make little tweak changes where you were hitting that shot and it's been going in the hole, and then all of a sudden on the weekend round you need to take off one or you need to add one. So like either playing a full round with your practice account and then going out and playing with your main account, or playing one hole with your practice account and then switching accounts and then playing one hole and then playing that hole again with your main account. Either way. But you can see if you're really trying to get a win, you need to practice. And you need to play. And you need to take notes. And you need to shoot your own video so you can go back and watch yourself play. It is better today than it used to be, as far as, and you think about the one hole that I chipped the shot over. This is what I'm saying. This tournament, I chipped that one shot, that one par 3 over, or excuse me, par 5 over, so I could get in the right spot to see if I had the right club. And I could have easily just gotten up there and gotten the eagle so that I could have ended up with the 14. But I kind of like the fact that I think some of these holes people are going to screw up some shots on these holes, and that this might not be a super low scoring, like a 28 might win it. All right, there you go. There you have it. There you have it. Some practice. Where did they screw up? Did they screw up? No. Let's see if anybody... Not seeing a lot of drop shots on those. There's what was hole number 5. That's that par 3. They did drop one on that. Be curious to go through. There's a hole number 7. They dropped that. I don't know what happened on that one. They must have got behind the tree on that one and clipped the tree. It'd be interesting to go through the brackets and see how many people screwed up on one of those par 3s. I think that, like, if you go through the bracket, like how many opportunities people have to screw up on the 2 par 3s, the first one and the last one, that there's going to be a lot of people that screwed their shots up. There's a lot of these holes too, these bigger holes, that you can overshoot the drive and end up in trouble. Like this one here is not too bad. But what one is it? Hole number... Is it hole number 6? Hole number 6, this par 5? That one's not too bad. Oh, I think it was one of the par 4s. Yeah, this one. You're going to see a lot of people end up in the drink, or end up doing what my opponent did, and they ended up right here. Now, you still have a shot with the new pin placement. You still have a shot. This first par 5, this one, it is dangerous to go for that shot down here. Now, I know I ended up in the rough and I had chipped it over and did the stuff, but that was a good result from down here, because I have taken this shot I don't know how many times where I've bounced one and cleared and bounced 2, and in the drink, this shit can go seriously wrong trying to get it all the way down there to the bottom. But with the pin placement, if you're just trying to lay it up here and you bring out a big ball and a big wood to try and get it over to the other side, which works on side wind and tailwind days, but on headwind days, you may end up with a little bit of an issue here unless you brought out the right ball, that we're not going to have a shot to the cup. The cup is hidden behind that sand trap. We can get it up there and get our eagle and move the hell on, but we're not really going to have a shot at it. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully everybody has a great week. I will play 77 at some point today. I got some shit that I got to get done, and then when I get that done, then I will play another round and post it. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, leave a comment, all that stuff. And I will see you later.